Good evening, this is Elizabeth at the Mule Public Library, and today I'm going to be talking about the classic book SYBIL by Flora Rita Schreiber. This book review is for book group February 12th, 2022, and we're still unable to meet in person due to COVID-19. I chose this book as our classic for book group at the library because I remember it being a famous book published in 1973 and movie starring Sally Field, which came out in 1976. We all have many personalities, but in this case, the multiple personalities are not known by the vessel, if you will, who is SYBIL. So she has stretches of time that she does not remember. It's fascinating to read about how she has coped with her life travails and how she wants to get healthy mentally. The doctor in the book, Dr. Wilbur, works very hard with SYBIL to, quote, cure her. There are good people in the book, like her grandmother, her childhood friend Danny, and her adult friend Teddy, who is female. They are kind to her and accept her as she is. The abuse that she endured as a child is unspeakable. In the book, SYBIL contemplates suicide because it would bring the relief of surcease, meaning an end to the frustrations of cleaning up after her other personalities and not knowing how to make the shifting between the personalities stop. There are 16 other selves who reveal themselves to Dr. Wilbur. The strongest one is Vicky. Vicky is outgoing and met by many people in SYBIL's life. The framework that Dr. Wilbur works from is that she hypothesizes, quote, possibly there had been multiple roots or shocks leading to multiple selves, personifying reactions to those shocks. Many other selves could thus be translated into multiple childhood traumas, multiple roots sprouting into this complex condition. And that's a quote from the bottom of page 103 and the top of page 104 of this edition of the book. Within the book, there is a section of artwork that's created by SYBIL, and some of the paintings and drawings are quite intricate and quite interesting to look at. And of course, there are descriptions about how old she was when she created these pictures and what was going on in her life, including which personality is making the pictures. So I thought this was absolutely fascinating because, as we know, art therapy is a very therapeutic thing for people. And so I'm going along swimmingly with this book and finding it fascinating, and the writing is excellent, and I'm learning, of course, about SYBIL and Dr. Wilbur and even the author herself, and then I do a little research, and I am blown away to find out the entire thing was a hoax. So it's really hard when you find out that a piece of work, especially a piece of literature, is actually a fake out. I was so disappointed with that, and yet I see the merits of reading this book because there's just a lot of good stuff here. So it's a conundrum. It's something to think about. What do we do when we find out that something was completely fabricated? So that was my surprise with SYBIL. We do know there is such a thing as multiple personality disorder, but maybe not to the extent of the way it was described in this book. We plan to resume meeting in person for the book group on Saturday, March 12th at 9 o'clock in the morning here at the library. And the book that we're going to be reading for that meeting is Sweeping Up the Heart by Kevin Henkes, who is a Wisconsin author. This is a book written for middle school young adults. And it's a very good book, and this is the book that we will be talking about then, as long as the trend of COVID cases going down in Wisconsin continues to happen. Okay, thank you so much for listening.